Good morning, afternoon, and evening, friends, foes, and lovers all side of the multiverse, and welcome to the 4th episode of the Vibe Union podcast. I would firstly like to give everyone a moment to say hi and yay.
Woo!
Hi, yay.
Yay!
It's a little bit of initial noise. Beautiful. That's good. So we got 2 other people to register. But first, I'd like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, who are the traditional custodians of this land that we are recording on. I'd also like to pay my respects to the elders, both past, present, and emerging. My name is DillyDave, and I am currently the most beloved MC, even though last week an amazing attempt to grab the trophy, the crown from me of being King MC, Rhath stepped in and delivered like deliverance, and it was beautiful. And big ups to him. So we got Rhath back at it. Also, we're doing an OG callback to the origin of the initial vibration, the queen herself, Amutha. How are you flowing out there?
I am flowing very well, thank you, Dilly.
That's great, yo. Here we are. It's good to be, isn't it? Talk to me.
All right, how's everyone's week been? That's kind of what I want to start on.
Man, coming in and out, going in and out, fading in and out. I know. I think we're on the way out of potential stage 4 lockdowns, coming to a close.
Huge.
Looking forward to getting out of this little tiny box. I don't know, man. Inspiration comes and goes day by day, but overall, pretty good. Pretty bloody excited to get out into the sun, get out to some parks, sink some brews, and spit some tunes to the Kangaroos. Thank you.
He did it.
Everyone there.
It could not have been surmised better. I'll tell you what.
All right, I think we can call it a wrap there, boys.
We've done it. That's a good take. That's a solid take. We're good. We've got it. That's a wrap. Just get it the fuck out of here.
Amutha, right back at you. What's your week? How are you feeling? What vibrations are you rocking with?
I feel like I've just moved myself over this mountain, and now I'm looking up at this next mountain that I need to climb. But the one that I just climbed up felt like the heaviest thing in the world. And yeah, I'm just really grateful that I get to live in this time, in this space, in this place with these people, and I love everyone.
Hell yeah.
I have some questions. What was the resistance and how did you overcome it?
Oh, Dilly, master of mics. The resistance was my impatience, and trying to force inspiration. And I keep doing this, but I feel like this time I kind of pushed this boundary to the point where the discomfort of the impatience made me overcome it. I was like, I actually don't like feeling so impatient. Why don't I just practice patience? And that just flipped this thing inside me. And now it's like, I have all the patience in the world for everything, because everything is happening in its own divine timing. And I'm just a part of this entire journey. And I'm going to enjoy the shit out of every second of this journey. Because why not?
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful. I have another follow-up question. I'm not out here just trying to interview you or whatever, but I like picking your head. Okay, so and maybe we don't have to, but how do we align agency and impatience and patience? Like, how do we deal with that?
So, yeah, I guess what I've just told you, or the realization I've just come to, is something quite abstract. It's not something that you can use practically day to day.
Shit.
And
well, don't worry about it then. I'm not interested.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just came off as that. And you're totally right. Like, the people need something that is way more digestible, because I've just gone straight into the deep end of how I resolved my issue. But it was realistically a very incremental process where it started off with people for me. Like, I'm a very timely person. If I'm going to work, even if I fucking hate the job, excuse my swearing, I will get there 15 minutes earlier, even if I've been working there full time for 3 years, 15 minutes early, because I get some serious anxiety when I'm late as well. So I don't know, it was just a gradual process of kind of changing my relationship with time and trying to understand like why
That's a
I
powerful
was
sentence you just delivered. Changing my relationship with time. My God.
that's all it
Write a
is.
song about it.
Realistically, like, you know, we always are in such like a frantic state to do things. And like, I think it's just a matter of understanding that things have their own way of coming about, and we shouldn't judge the process, because the process is why we're here. We're here to enjoy the process, because it's never going to end. You know, there's no point where we're going to get to and be like, all right, finally, we did it. The final destination. No.
I made it.
Did art?
I made art.
You made it, but then it continues, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I
never
find this
ending.
fascinating because I think to other people, at least my perspective on you, you give off this sense of timelessness. You give off a sense of presence, and you are living very much in the moment. And I think you drag people into the moment along with you. But I also know that you have that kind of watching the clock kind of mindset. And I think I don't know if I live in the moment mentality, but just as an opposite to you in that situation, like I'm always late, but I've also really come to terms with it. My dad said something I really liked because he doesn't have a mobile phone. Oh, he has a mobile phone, but it's not charged, doesn't have data. You can't use the mobile phone. And I asked him one day, why don't you have a mobile phone? And he said, no, I've never received a call that couldn't wait until I got home. And I love
What about that time you were
line.
dying, Ray?
Well, there's always that, but like, yes,
No,
there is
totally
a sense there
that.
could be a sense of urgency, you know, in certain situations. And yes, having a mobile phone is really important. And I think he should have one. He's getting on a little bit, so I want him to.
Your dad's right, though, in a way.
Yes, and
Totally,
I feel the same about when I'm late. I mean, like, I don't like to be late. I don't like to keep people waiting. However, same thing. I don't answer my phone as often as I like anymore, as often as I should anymore. My phone never is never off silent. And I arrive when I arrive, because I like that idea of it doesn't matter. I've never received a call, and I've never been late to something where I couldn't be late to. I've never gotten to something and like, damn, I missed the opportunity of a lifetime. If you come with the right energy, you're usually okay. That doesn't apply to everything.
Totally.
Life and death situations, turn your phone on, be there on time. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about your day-to-day schedule. We're talking about like keeping your heart rate down. But that said, I'm also one to watch the clock at every second of the day when it comes to my own work ethic. And it drives me insane. And I want to try and get out of that mentality. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is all related to your relationship with time, my relationship with time, everyone's relationship with time. And then it's like, you know, you have those weird ass moments as well, where like you could be doing like this task and it feels like, I had a moment like that's actually this morning. I woke up, it was 6 a.m, and I closed my eyes and I freaked out because I thought I fell asleep for ages. And it was like 6:02. I was like in complete disbelief. And that is another reason where it's like, what is time even? And why does it have to be what we want it to be? You know, why can't it just be what it is and we enjoy it? And which is exactly what you were saying, right? And I'm just only now starting to really, really, really feel that and appreciate that and love it and enjoy it and bring it into me a little bit more.
I think mine, at least, for me personally, I think there's a fear of not accomplishing what I was supposed to accomplish, be it in a day or be it in a lifetime. And I think that probably follows a lot of people around throughout their life. I mean, I'm lucky enough that I get to spend almost every day working on music. So if I'm if I'm feeling that, I can't imagine what it's like for people who have a similar dream or drive while also having much more time chewing activities in their life, such as a child or a job or what have you. Yeah. But I don't know. It's hard. I don't have any answers to that either. Don't have any answers to how to overcome
we can just
that
leave
fear.
It as vague as,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has their own individual path and their own way within themselves of grappling with that idea. And I think a beautiful thing is when we can actually bring up this idea that there is a fear there, but then we also understand that there's a solution, but that solution is not some like Band-Aid fix and it's not universally applicable, you know? And as long as we can all acknowledge within ourselves, yeah, maybe I have a bit of resistance when it comes to time. And I understand that everyone has their own personal solution. You can hold that as your intention and kind of move towards that. And I think that's all we can impart onto people watching, really.
Yeah.
Powerful. Fucking powerful.
Thank you, guys. You're so encouraging.
Well, you're
about.
inspiring. So, it's easy to be encouraging. Encouraging is the easy part.
Oh, you're too sweet.
Your own spiritual teacher. Right here in the flesh.
Mates. Okay, well, this is a lot for me to take in, but I appreciate it. I kind of want to curve this a little bit, and this is the most awful segue ever, but I realize we're kind of under a little bit of a time restraint.
I was going to try and do the segue, but if you want to try and do the segue, then go for it.
Oh God, there's no way. Look, can I just
the best way to do a segue is for every member to announce the segue. So now that we've all announced the segue, Amutha, please take the segue away.
Okay, so we're segueing right into Instagram. Recently, I had a very interesting experience, and I thought I'd share that with you guys. Now,
hell yeah,
it kind of happened, and then we filmed the first podcast, and we didn't get to talk about it then. And it was a blessing in disguise, because since then, up till I think a few days back, this guy was still messaging me. So I don't know if you guys know the typical clout chasers. They'll follow you, and then they'll immediately unfollow you.
Before.
Yes.
Okay, so you filmed an episode of a podcast with this person?
No,
right?
with you guys. So we were meant to do this topic.
This is the continuation of the story.
Exactly. Because if we filmed it during the first podcast, there was like this whole conversation that just happened. And you guys are freaking lucky. I got some juice. I don't know why I was milking for juice. That's weird.
Sweet.
I actually
What is milk if not cow's juice?
This is true. This
the
is
sweetest
true.
juice of all.
Yeah, let's give us that juice, Amutha.
I will give you this juicy juice. It is the screenshots for the conversations that were had between me and the clout chaser. Now I'm going to do a real dramatic read of this. Yes,
I love that name.
I'm going to do a real dramatic read, and to do my dramatic read, I will need to change it up a little bit.
You've got a little something there?
I do.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Would you like us to mute, or can we like pipe in if we feel like it?
You can totally pipe in.
Okay.
Excellent.
And
But we
right now,
address you
I'm
as you're delivering this.
Sorry, what was that?
How do we address you to interrupt you when you're in the moment?
What's your title?
Just jump in and I'll stop. Call me the narrator.
I would like. Okay, well, the narrator. That's a pretty good
Narrator's
title, but the cloud chaser
narrator.
sounds like some sort of anime character or a superhero or something like that, and that's what I'm wanting from Amutha. I want Amutha. If you are the superhero, then you are battling the cloud chaser. What is this name? What is your title?
My title. Oh God, I was really hoping something great would come out.
How about
Dilly.
the kid that plays it clean? The kid that plays it clean.
Is this the cloud chaser? Okay. I play it clean. Obviously, why would it be the cloud chaser? Totally fair.
That's a great superhero name. Let's do it.
Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh, we're ready.
Here we go.
Beautiful.
It doesn't cost more than two. Okay, firstly, what the fuck is this sentence?
Yeah, you got me.
It doesn't cost more than to show some love. Okay, let's just ignore that. I'll continue the rest. And appreciation to check out this new fresh N-word on the raised. Oh my God, I almost said that. Heart, hit them follows buttons and subscribe or follow. Okay, you get the picture here. Mm-hmm. Basically, this guy followed me, he unfollowed me, and then he sent me this message.
Wow.
So this was my response. Oh, so this was a song, by the way. It was called Accept Me. How funny is that? I thought I'd note that down as well. Okay. You followed me, then unfollowed me. Oh, wait, dramatic. You followed me, then unfollowed me. And after a few days, don't really feel like you're supporting other artists. So I don't feel any incentive to actually support you. Sorry about that. TBH, I'm sorry. That's okay. Just need to be honest with your motives. If you play the game with a bit of integrity, you will be rewarded.
Amen.
Sure, bro. Okay. So at this point, I'm thinking, this is the end of it, right? Surely. Yeah. Yo, what's up? Sorry for the uninvited message. I'm a recording artist. You get the picture.
Oh,
Look,
dear.
if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't feel compelled to. I appreciate that you apologized, but a real apology would be not pushing your music towards people who aren't inviting you to do so. If people like your music, they will check you out. Since you've messaged me yet again, just trying to convince me to listen to your music, you can cop another lecture. I don't even know who you are, bro. Come on, man. Maybe start off with a conversation rather than go listen to my music. Sorry, mate. Really not interested. Okay, bro. This is his response every single time. That also kind of annoyed me. So I was like, there is just absolutely no way. I gave him this lecture. He's not going to come back. That's it. That's it. Oh, yo, what's up, fam? I just dropped another song. Come on, man. Who are you, bro?
I love this line. This one goes harder than the previous. And he thinks that's what's going to win you over. It's like not about his attitude or character. It's like, nah, but this track's harder than the other one that you didn't check out. So don't worry about it.
Oh,
thanks.
My God.
Keep
Dilly.
supporting. We almost there together. We can top, point to the right, love heart. I don't know.
Okay.
But that's huge.
Yeah.
All right, you can turn the drama effect off now. But when you really dipped into it, I thought that was powerful. You sounded like this sorceress that was just
No, this is not where it ends.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh, it keeps going, mate.
Okay.
Because this is where you begin to see where my anger manifests. No, I would not. I have no interest at all. Hey. Is it? What? Exactly. Okay. This is where I start trolling him because I'm like, the only way to get rid of this guy is to troll him. So I was like, don't be sad, bro. No. Oh no, sad boy. It's okay, bro. And then he responds, okay. This is another annoying thing. He's doing that to piss me off, and it was working. I just didn't want him to know. So sad. Yeah. And then I typed in random letters because I'm just trying to get rid of him at this point. And then he says, yo. And then I said, no. And there's a follow-up to this, okay, that I wrote because I wanted him to respond. And he did. He said, okay. And then I said, Novocaine. And that was the point where he was stopped. He was like, all right, I'm done here.
My Lord. Okay,
Shit.
yeah. First of all, Amutha Wizard is my favorite thing that I've encountered in the past year. That's amazing. And I love that your paragraphs start quite wizard-like, quite wise, trying to really help this guy find a better path. And then to devolve into, I don't even know you, bro. What are you trying to do, bro? Come on, fam. Get out of here. That's incredible. I love that.
Oh,
That was
man.
a real treat. Walk us
glad you
through.
guys
Walk us
enjoyed.
through your thoughts, Amutha. What is going on?
I bless this boy seriously because
Sad
he
boy.
really showed me a part of myself that I needed to get over as well. And I think this is really the biggest thing for me because, sometimes there's things in life that really trigger you and it's easy to ignore them. It's easy. It's like, oh, well, F this guy because he's like just a clout chaser. But the honest truth is I didn't need to have a reaction like that at all. So it was a nice moment to like reflect on myself, like, why am I getting upset with this guy hounding at me? And I realized it's because I don't sell my music so like viciously like that. And I guess I don't want people to do that to me. And maybe there was like this feeling of like, this is unfair that you think you can do this when we're all playing a different game. I just didn't like that. But even still, like, this is his game. This is what's working for him. He's hustling in his own way. Like, I shouldn't hate on that. So ironically, Vibe Union just made a post and you can go check it out. And it was for the highlight of the third episode. And someone commented and it was talking about authenticity. And this dude commented and just like did the whole follow, subscribe thing. And then someone of you responded to him. And then I think I liked the response you guys gave. And then I commented like, oh, do you guys have like an inside deal? I forgot what I said. This guy like clicks on my profile. He's liked every single one of my photos. And that same text he's copied onto my latest photo. And I'm just like, okay, This is the universe presenting the same thing to me again, but now I have to have a different reaction to it. I can't react from that same place. I acknowledge that now. And this is kind of like tying into my beliefs and how I get so abstract. I'm trying to ground it in reality. But like, I really do believe like, if you don't fix those inside cycles, that's why they keep showing up. If you have these patterns that keep happening, it's because there's something inside you that you're not repairing. Me seeing this dude liking all my stuff, everyone could say, oh, logically this was going to happen, but it's like, it's so much more than that. This is so coordinated and synchronistic for this to happen to me again in such a small time period. And like, how am I going to deal with this time? So I understand like, this is me like stepping up my game right now. Like how I approach this is going to define my relationship with time and with reality and all that good stuff.
I think, you're going to let me go, aren't you? Because he's such a nice, polite boy.
It's all yours.
You're not a salty, sad boy. You're just a good kid. But it definitely like to bring it back to your idea of your relationship with time, where you spend it, who you spend it with, how precious it is, You're not going to be able to change his behavior or their behavior. So until you don't, it will continue to arise, right?
Yes.
I guess like that's what you're trying to say. Or that's exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes, this is, wow.
And like they're doing their own thing. And look, I'm not calling out numbers or anything, but do they have more followers than you on IG?
Honestly, I actually didn't check, but probably for sure they did.
That's what kills me.
Yeah,
so,
man.
And that's the most interesting thing.
Maybe. I just don't remember. Yeah.
I've got my own gripe very similar to this issue of a particular phenomenon on Instagram that I've noticed. I don't know if you guys get this, but so if anyone out there has ever tagged an Instagram post with hip hop or beats or anything related to hip hop, then at some point you have likely gotten a comment down below saying, hey bro, if you need some cover art or if you need a new logo, hit your boy up. I make cover arts and logos. And every single time I'm like, all right, I don't need that because I make it myself, but I'm going to go and check out your profile. And every single time it is exactly the same style with exactly the same text printed in those comments. It is this weird, clearly like some sort of Photoshop filter effect kind of going on. It looks like almost like an airbrushed cartoon style, reminiscent of maybe like 90s kind of hip hop kind of material. And I don't understand how there can be so many of these cartoonists out there doing it. And a few times I've actually commented back and said, I've actually DM'd them and said, hey, I don't want to be a dick, but you have the same style as all these people and you comment this kind of shit on everyone's profile completely unsolicited saying, I mean, this is IG, this is Instagram, this is what people do. They comment on your photos and say, yo, follow for a follow, check out my shit. That's how it works. It's unfortunate, but I don't know. I don't know what else to do about it. But I questioned this guy, like, say, what's the deal, man? Because are you making money off this? Are you using Photoshop filters? I actually asked him, what's the Photoshop filter that does this? What is the effects that you're using? And he said, whoa, what are you talking about, man? I am just out here hustling, trying to make a buck. I'm a cartoonist. I've been drawing since I was 9. This is what I do for a living, is I make artwork. I'm like, but how do you have exactly the same style as everybody else? Dilly, you look like you're
I can tell you that. Yeah. It's like,
effect?
what is it? It's either like, it's a similar phenomenon that emerges in music videos currently. People use the same packs of effects, transitions, overlays, filters, presets, LUTs, which is like lighting and color grading stuff. Yeah. But I think with the Instagram is maybe it's like, the tools that are being used, and whether it's like an actual Photoshop filter or maybe it's an online like design app or Photoshop equivalent that could be used, or maybe you see it on Fiverr as well. Like people have figured out this like seamless process where they can just like put in minimal, effort or input of graphic. And like it just spits out this thing, and it's the kind of thing that you organize so you can do it on volume, right?
Damn, almost like a template. I'm not saying this is
exactly what's happening, but yeah, like they're all accessing the same templates and tools, and like it works if you want that like spray and pray. If that's your method, is spray and pray, right? Yeah, it's like put it everywhere and hope that a couple hit, because that's all you need. Just need a couple hit. Yeah. But it's like the ratio isn't great, or the return, I guess, isn't great. But
Rhath from the future here, interjecting with nobody but Al's favorite segment, a little ad break. Woo!
Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you sick of sending countless emails to people who don't give a shit about your new EP? Tired of facing all the rejection and endless abuse whilst hounding potential listeners? Well, worry no more. Introducing the Clout Box. The Clout Box is a fully automated capsule that helps you deal with the feelings of denial, self-doubt, hatred, and anger. Once you've purchased your very own Clout Box, it's a simple 324-step process to your recovery. Simply turn the Clout Light settings to You Can't Fade Me and select an artist that you would like to soothe your soul. Kit comes preloaded with Drake.
You're one of the biggest inspirations, period, in life. I think for anybody that like is into like dominating.
50 Cent.
It's good. But it's hard for me to really embrace it because you ain't Lil Wayne.
Kendrick.
You only put limits on yourself. Nobody else do. Yeah. Some pussy.
Exhibit.
Take acting classes. I had to immerse myself into being the best actor I could be.
And much, much more. Order now on 1-800-FOLLOW-ME and quote Vibe Union to receive $5 off your order. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Cloutbox, where your dreams go to cry.
So how we feel about it? Because it bugs the hell out of me. Because, I don't know, I guess this ties into the way we were talking about authenticity in art last time. I feel, I don't know, I don't have that kind of mentality and drive to shove my music down people's throats, which seems to be the tactic that is applied on Instagram. However, is that maybe just an unwillingness to play the game that is laid out before us? Like, if this is the rules on social media, do we just need to adapt and play by the rules? What do you guys think? What are your thoughts?
Go for it, Amutha.
Okay, cool. So I think my perspective on this is really it's been refined over the isolation period, and it's that I don't need to care at all about what anyone is doing and how they're going about their business, because I have my own individual path. I know what's true to me and what I want to do, and I'm following that. And if these people feel like this is what's true to them, and if it's not genuine, like if they aren't really, if they don't have a good connection with themselves and they're kind of acting out of these insecurities, that's all they're going to get out of oh my God, sorry, out of life. Like, you know, maybe eventually all the stuff will come, but then there won't be true fulfillment. And I think that's the main goal, is not to achieve whatever goals you think are going to make you happy, but just be happy in this moment. That's the biggest takeaway from all this. So like, you know, now this guy doesn't bother me. And if he messages me again, I'll either ignore it or I'll try to reason with him. I don't even think I'll try to reason with him. This is the way he's living his life. And maybe I'll acknowledge and be like, look, I understand this is how you're going to do your thing, but I'm letting you know I'm not going to respond to you anymore because I don't feel like this is aligning with who I am. Something like that.
I think what you said about your goals and what you want to achieve, you know, it's like, what do you want to achieve through Instagram? If your goal or aim is to get followers, you will be advised a range of tactics that are on the spectrum of ambient to aggressive. And
that's a good name for an album. Ambient to aggressive.
Ambient to aggressive. Yeah, it's powerful, isn't it?
I like that a lot.
Talk about A&A meetings, AA meetings, triple A, you know.
How
but yeah,
often
that's,
do
you know, it's like,
musos hear sentences like that and then think that's going to be a great album or song name? Because I do it all the time, by the way.
I mean, I think about it 30 times a day, Amutha.
Sorry, continue. I cut you off.
But yeah, no, I think what you said, it's like, what do you want to achieve? And I think your angle is you want to achieve a real organic reaction to your creations, you know? Like you're out there because the work is meant to do the work for you. Like the art or the piece or the creation speaks for itself. And I think that's, you know, it's so funny when artists get high and mighty or like real confident about, you know, this and that and this and that. Because it's, as you said, like everyone's got their own different thing and whatever works for you, that's great. But I think what I'm trying to say is like, it's hard to be your own salesperson or spokesperson as an artist. It's more like, no, you've already done the work by just engaging in that process of creation.
Yeah.
It can be argued. And then the next argument is like, okay, but there is Instagram. There are these platforms. You are on them and you are operating on them. So you have to have some kind of gain or value taken from that action, you know, or that activity.
Which I totally agree, but it still has to come from a place of authenticity. So if you don't have that good connection to yourself, if it doesn't feel good to use social media and it feels like something you have to do or something that you feel gross doing, like, I'm going and I'm like shoving my music in people's faces, I think that's probably, if it doesn't make you feel good, you're not using it right. Like I enjoy using Instagram, you know, I post stuff that I think is like cool or whatever. And I think like that not only lets you know me as a person, but shares something with you that maybe you wouldn't normally see.
Right. And that other people wouldn't normally see from you. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that's another thing. I brought this up actually as a topic outside of the podcast. Like we just had this kind of chat in our Discord section. I got onto some subreddits about hip hop, and they were talking about how do they, you know, should they present themselves? Should they present their real self on Instagram? Should they be taking photos of their toast? Should they be taking photos of their kitten? Should they be taking photos of their sweatshirt and saying, I have worn this for fucking 6 months because we're in lockdown? Isn't that relatable? Because they don't feel like sharing that personal connection, that level of personal life on Instagram is really natural to them. They're more of they prefer the security. But this is the thing. I think with this kind of stuff as well, like, so my argument to that, actually, let me say first my argument to that was Instagram sucks for music. it's a visual platform because music is audio, and I don't go to Instagram to look up music. I rarely click. If I see album artwork and I'm just going to get a little snippet of a song, I'm not going to click that. There's no way, because I'm not on Instagram for that. What I am on Instagram for is cool photos, interesting little videos that people have made, just having a good time, being a bit silly. It's more for memes and sharing stuff in the now.
It's like entertainment or value. Like, what is entertainment and what is value?
Yeah.
They're like the two main things. And then like personal is like the third one, which is kind of the interplay between them.
Well, if you are personally entertaining and you naturally find yourself switching on in front of a camera, then sweet. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Your work is already done. You just turn on the camera and you be yourself, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Because people love that.
Yeah.
And we'll
people
love
like
you.
seeing other people. But I personally prefer to design some sort of art form that I can express through Instagram, more of a visual language and some other things I can tie in with the music, but try and leave the music aside and make the content itself on Instagram more exciting. I'm not saying I'm particularly good at it yet, but that's my preferred approach. But I think this is where my problem really comes with this kind of stuff, is because this kind of tactic, which is employed by a lot of people to whatever extent, is providing zero content. And when you go to their page, those are the people who are most likely to have just clip after clip after clip, little snippets of songs, photos of SoundCloud or photos of Spotify, photos of their track on Spotify or SoundCloud. That is the least valuable content I can possibly imagine to put on Instagram. And I'm not saying I haven't done it, because I definitely have done it. But what I'm saying is that kind of you're hounding people and then also giving them no actual content or value on the platform itself. That's a level of a lack of genuine personality behind everything you're doing and no value. And I don't know, man. I'm acting like I'm more passionate than I am about this. I'm just worked up.
No, totally. It's good. It's good. We need the contrasting energies so that people can actually relate to every side that we're expressing right now. So it's good that you're expressing it to that degree, because people feel that way about it. And to this, I would say, yeah, of course, it's definitely frustrating. But then you also have to realize that is creating very fickle fans. If you're bombarding people and they're like it's people who are just onto fads, maybe like in an instant this feels good to listen to, but that's not a sustained fan. That's not a sustainable way to actually create engagement with who you are. Like, that's just, you're getting exactly what you're giving in that case. So there's no need to feel any sour feelings over that, because this is what they're getting. They might look okay on the surface, but there's nothing rooted in the ground there.
Yeah. And I guess the question then, as you pointed out, Dilly, before, they might have bigger numbers than we do, but I'd be very interested to see, are their followers just clones of themselves? Like, is it just the same sad boys all following one another? And
it's that, but it's also like the come and goers as well. It's like, okay, get 4 one day, lose 3 the next, and get 4 one day, lose 3 the next, There's a lot of that. There's like huge fall off, and you're right. Like, that's not sustainable unless you are you're so aggressive with just pushing numbers and like telling people what to do. And it's the people who just don't say no, who are like, oh yeah, whatever, I'll fucking follow.
Yeah. And then even eventually, if that leads you to success, it doesn't lead you to happiness at all. You think that having those followers and having those numbers is going to give you some kind of security, but that security just doesn't exist at the end of that rainbow. And I think that's the main thing in that whole situation.
You're also increasing the chance that you're going to get trolled and fucking, taken to task over what you're doing, because people don't actually like you.
And I love doing that. I love commenting snarky comments back at those posts. Those are great.
So funny.
I love like bringing the point that they're using a chatbot to light, and they always are like, wait, no, never, but never use a chatbot. Like, well, then why have you commented the same shit on my post like 3 days in a row, my dude? Come on. Yeah. I've got a fun little, more of an informative way to tie this off. Then I'd like to know from each of you, and I'll give mine as well, if we are in agreement that we don't like these tactics, we haven't seen much results if we've dabbled in anything similar, and we don't believe in them, then what is the place on the internet that you have gotten the most value out of? Not necessarily numbers, doesn't have to be followers, but where you felt you found the most growth and the biggest step forward online. Amutha, what's your first one, if you got one off the top of your head?
I straight up, I'm going to say YouTube, and not even for my engagement, but just because I effing love YouTube. I love making videos. I have so much fun. I just love making videos. So that's kind of my favorite one to use. I know that kind of doesn't really answer your question, but I feel like my priority is just having fun, whatever I'm using. So I'm not really like, I don't know.
But you've gotten a lot
like,
of, you get a lot of people approaching you for collaboration and things like that, don't you?
Yeah. Generally, they'll see.
Yeah, well, where do they find you? Where have they found you?
They'll generally somehow find me on YouTube. I really don't know how. Like, by the grace of God, I've somehow been recommended to them. I honestly have no idea how or why, but then they found me through that. So it has been that visual medium, because I think when you add the visuals to it, you get more of an understanding of what the vibe of the song is, and you get more of an understanding of what's happening in my head too, because I feel like it's more engaging than just listening to a track and maybe not feeling as connected if there was visuals, which doesn't go for every song. Sometimes people can feel the song without having the visuals, but I think my visuals really add to the track.
Definitely. They're very, very unique. Well, I guess that goes hand in hand then. Like, so perhaps your numbers aren't as good as Sad Boy, but because you posted authentic material, the few people that do come to your page are like, this one, I want to work with this person. So that's really, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's super exciting.
Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. I didn't even notice that.
Hey, Dilly, what about yourself?
Like, are you talking about from the perspective of me being like a MC or a rapper or something, or are you just talking about?
I think so. Yeah, as an artist, I'd say.
What's been like most fulfilling, the most fulfilling platform, has probably been Instagram. In all honesty, I guess with Instagram, like my aim or objective was probably visibility. Because I say that because, you know, we're using it as a tool. And for me, if I'm a rapper, like I want to get gigs and I want people to know my name. I want there to be a sense of familiarity. So then I'm in people's heads. So if there's a gig, there's an opportunity, which has happened, you know, through that. I think, you know, the chances of that happening tenfold, like in person at a gig or out and about. But yeah, Instagram. So, I mean, my experience with Instagram is I've been using it for 4 or 5 years. I've posted over 400 videos, like literal 1-minute videos of pretty much my my growth with freestyle. Mainly it's like me doing little freestyles. So I've been able to get value from it because it's easier to get visibility, I've found, using Instagram over YouTube for what I'm doing, because Melbourne hip hop community or people aren't using YouTube really so much to network, collaborate, interact,
definitely,
and build community. So with Instagram, it's all about that. Like, that is the medium for that. So that's where I've gotten the most value for me as like an MC. But where I've gotten the most views technically is through music videos that I've done for other people that are on YouTube that have got like tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of views.
Damn.
I guess a takeaway from that though is that your approach, which is my kind of mentality as well in the last year, was I'm not trying to gain followers to gain fans from around the world, but what I am trying to do is I'm trying to put my face in front of every Melbourne rapper and every Melbourne producer and every Melbourne gig promoter, and so that they see that I'm still doing stuff all the time.
Right. And the other side to that, which I bet you do, we do the exact same thing. And I fucking, as soon as I saw you out in a gig, I think I figured you out right away, and you probably figured me out too. But I knew that you were the guy or the person who's the fly on the wall, who's observing the scene, who's just like taking it all in. You can do that online, you can do that offline. And you're just like taking it all in, and you're analyzing, and you're looking at stuff. You're seeing what people are doing, how you could do that, what's good, what's not, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I think Instagram is great for that. You keep your eyes on the game that way, because you can't hit every gig and everything. And people show a lot on Instagram like that. People are pretty willing to offer up stuff of themselves.
Yeah, totally.
That's very, very true. In fact, you stepped up to me at a gig. You were the first person in the Melbourne hip hop scene to talk to me, which was
that's DillyDave. That's what he does.
Oh damn, making waves.
And look where we are now.
I'm so glad I did it, man. But I knew, like, because I was, in terms of the approach, like I was doing that same thing, 3 or 4 years ago before that moment, Initially, it's like, okay, I have this interest. I don't necessarily think that my skill level is something to be like braggadocious about. I'm working on this, but I know that I just have to get in the scene by being there and being seen. And you were seen. I saw you, man. So,
yeah. I think that's the most important thing is it's just face. People, If you're thinking about getting a feature on your next record, your favorite rapper is not the first one you approach. It's the people that are already in your circle. It's the people that you already know. If I had it my way, Kendrick Lamar would be on my goddamn record, but he's not, obviously because I don't have the funds. But it's still nonetheless like you approach it's also fun to work with the people you are friends with already, and to just be around, always be the guy that if someone calls you, you're the guy who picks up the phone and says, yep, I'll be there. I'll be at the gig. I'll do the thing.
That's it, man.
I'm always there, always around.
They say to pay your dues, and that's how you do.
And it's so simple. I was very scared, to be honest. I don't know if I would say I have social anxiety, but I was definitely sweating bullets when I was at those gigs. Just being around people, but I'm so glad that I did it alone. I didn't take any friends with me, anything like that. Yes. I just went to these gigs repeatedly and just stood in the corner, fly on the wall, sunk a few brews and watched a gig. And eventually people approached me. Dilly approached me. I should have been approaching people, but at the start, Dilly approached me. But all you had to do was
people approached me at the start as well, man.
An alternative, another way. I don't know if I would say I got the most value out of this, because I think I do get the most value out of Instagram at the end of the day. But as an alternate platform I use is Reddit quite substantially. And I think I would get a lot more value out of it if I just put a lot more time into it.
Totally.
But the number of people on Reddit who I have just left I try and give big paragraphs of feedback when it's clearly like some kid just getting into beat making or hip hop rapping or something like that. And they just like put a little dumb question. Everyone kind of rides them off. And I try and go in with a big paragraph saying, dude, this is the mentality you need to have, and this is the gear that you don't need to have. I really try to hammer home that, like, man, you got to have a good time. Just do it. Just get in there and learn.
Nice.
Have this mentality. But doing that kind of thing, I also then will just message them on there because I already know that they've gone to the right place. They're in here for hip hop. So I message them, say, hey, dude, I'm doing a live stream. Can I review a beat of yours? And they're like, oh, hell yeah, I'll totally I'd love some feedback on a beat. Little things like that. Just those are the things where you might find a friend where you did not expect to find them. In fact, I found a VU member on Reddit, and one of our most popular tracks was produced by Jesse Jackson. Found him on Reddit because I messaged him.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't message him. I put a thing out on Reddit, on the hip hop subreddit, and say, hey, I'm in Melbourne and I'm pretty lonely. Is anyone else here also lonely and also from Melbourne who wants to work on a track?
Sad
and we went to a gig. Sad Boys Unite. And we went to a gig, and the rest is bloody history. Made a fucking banger of a track. Boo, 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 boo.
Nice.
So yeah, I don't know. I think Reddit is one of the most powerful places to get, especially like collaborators for sure. Yeah.
Well, it's a place for a conversation, right? Like it's not a place to necessarily maybe show off what you're doing. It's more of a place of like, let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. Instagram is like, I want to quickly show you this thing. Like,
Instagram
I pretty
is a lot
much
more
just want you to
visual.
like this post is Instagram, you know?
Yeah.
Facebook is like, what is the most boring thing you were doing today? And let's talk about that. Only if you're over the age of 30 or fucking something.
Yeah. I guess like Instagram, you're supposed to try and tell a story. That's how you hook. That's how you turn a casual observer into a proper fan, is you tell the story of the music. And people usually do that by showing themselves. So like, you want to see the person behind the music, and that's kind of the story. But that takes time. That takes months, if not years, to finally hook someone to get them into a fan. But say on Reddit, where you're already having a conversation with somebody, that can happen in minutes. I mean, it's only one person, but that person who follows you on Instagram from Reddit on Instagram is far more likely to then comment on all your shit and repost your stuff and be like, yo, this guy's it, because they know you personally. Again, it's showing, it's not showing face literally, unlike at gigs, but it's the same thing. It's just the people you know. It's the people you know, and the people you find on Reddit. It's a more personal connection. Yes.
Yeah, nice.
I love that. I just I love it. You know, and the thing is, the other cool thing about Reddit is it's so niched out. It's like you're able to carve into something, into this space. Instagram is like a little bit more open source. I mean, obviously there's hashtags and influencers, and there's people doing different things, like this lifestyle or this beauty or this gaming or this whatever, right? Same with Reddit, but like when you're in that space, you're talking to the people that you want to talk to. Instagram, you're shouting to everyone.
Yeah.
Percent.
I feel like for me, I've completely burnt out on Instagram. I've lost so much love that I've had for that platform. You know, like it's taken 4 years to get like 700 followers, and admittedly, I haven't really put up anything reasonable in like 4 months, and I've only lost, like a few followers. So it seems like the followers stick and they're waiting, but my will and my creative juice is nil to none. I can't offer them anything because it's insincere if I was trying to force anything upon them, because
for sure.
I don't fucking feel like I don't feel like doing it.
I ran a cartoon Instagram for 3 years, where I would draw and edit and post a cartoon every single day. Plus, then I also had a side comic where I would post 3 times a week. So I was doing, I think I had another one as well at some point. I think I did YouTube little cartoons or something like that. So I was posting multiple times a day, different cartoons, different little meme cartoons. And I did that every single day, hitting those hashtags, commenting on people's work, collaborating with other cartoonists. And in 3 years, I made 900 followers. And they're still there, to the credit. So after not posting for like a year, I go back to that Instagram, and they're still there. As you said, Dilly, like those followers are there to stay, because I create quite a unique and personal bulk of work that they could relate to.
You kept the promise for a long time, man. You kept your promise for a long time, But that's a hard relationship. And that's the thing with Instagram. If you're making content for Instagram, which is what I was saying before, is what you need to do. Right. But at the same time, Instagram is so quick. It's probably the quickest, besides maybe like a TikTok. I'm not sure. I don't really use a TikTok, but in terms of the more classical social media that we know at the moment, Instagram is probably the fastest social platform. So you have to make content every single day, preferably twice a day at high quality, and commenting and liking, doing stories. That's a slog.
It's making me feel dizzy.
That is a slog.
Yeah.
I just had a crazy breakthrough that will add to your dizziness, Amutha.
Oh no.
If Instagram changed their interface to be more like Tinder, the retention and the engagement would be so much higher. Because instead of doing this, you have to do this.
Yeah. Wow.
You have to think about it.
Yeah.
Instagram is so mindless. And sure, like with Tinder, you could probably pick up the pace, but it's not the
But
infinite
there's still a
scroll.
decision to be made. You know, you still have
Exactly.
to stop
It's still a
and
1 or a
feel
0.
into it. Yeah.
So would
that's
you
a
like
really good idea?
like, dislike, like, dislike?
Exactly. And that would also help with algorithms, filtering content,
Totally,
preference, all of those things. I'm a
Interesting.
genius,
What
but
an
don't tell them.
idea. Yeah. We got to sell
Maybe
this
we
idea
can-
to them now.
Maybe we can make a our own UI that just takes Instagram content, pulls it, and then
Make a
flips
mock-up.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be huge.
That's it.
All right, we'll cut this part out of the podcast. That's money right there.
Straight gold.
That's
On
it.
that note, not to take the reins off you, Dilly, but I think it's time for artist time. It's artist showcase.
Time for artist
But please, I
time.
do want to hold on the reins quickly.
Yeah, they're
'Cause I
back.
did prepare something not earlier, but as we were setting this
okay.
up,
Perfect.
Yes.
do a quick little
Let's do it.
screen share. Look, it's just like my 5 tips for Instagram.
Yeah.
Love it.
Daily 5
So-
tips to Instagram. Daily
Thank you.
5
Keep that
tips.
going. I might have to backing track and you can sing.
That was great. I don't know if that was in sync for you, Amutha, but I hit that.
No, that was
perfectly.
way off.
Man, we tried to tried to collaborate on some music the other day, and oh boy, that latency is just
Oh, two or
one
3
day.
second delay. Yeah.
one day. 5G's
Solid.
coming. Once 5G comes, and we all get herd immunity, so we don't have to worry about the coronavirus, then we'll be all right, and we can all finally access 5G.
That's it.
Then we can fucking do it in real time.
Oh,
I'm not spreading
hear the track?
misinformation. Obviously, 5G is fucking sick, and coronavirus is not related. You dumb bitch. No, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I know. I
All
feel
right. Are
bad.
you guys ready for this?
Yeah. Dilly's 5 top tips.
very good.
Okay, you
Yes.
just have to enable screen sharing. Sorry, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You just got to do that
Oh,
again.
how did that turn off?
Yeah.
Because
sorry,
we
this is
started a
new
new sesh.
Let's do it. It's all good to
I
go.
love this
All
music.
right, cool. Screen share.
Dilly's 5 tips.
All right. Fucking. How do
Everyone-
we press play?
For everyone listening at home, we are looking at a PowerPoint presentation by Dilly, which I love.
Yeah.
A very intense photo of him. Yes.
Dilly, you have to narrate your 5 tips as well.
All right, check it out. This is Dilly's top 5 tips for IG. Come follow me, guys. Let's do this. Okay. Read them and weep. You know, we know if you don't got that booty, then tears will be shed. You know, think about what we're aiming for. All right. So first tip, guys. Got to think about, what are you offering? Oh, are you offering entertainment, a personality, value, or information? You need to know what you're offering so people know what you're offering too.
Beautifully
Tip number
constructed
2.
sentence.
Ask yourself, what do you want to achieve? If you're not clear in what you want to achieve, how can you achieve it? Impossible. The great thinkers have known this for centuries, arguably much longer. Very important question. Tip 3. How to achieve it? You need goals. Let's think smart. I'll break it down. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable. The R stands for realistic.
Yeah.
Can we achieve it? And the T is timely. When do we want to achieve said goals? Tip 4, let's do it. Communities and collabs. It's all about a network, baby. We are nodes in the network. If you really want to expand your growth, think about who you're talking to and who you can share your beautiful channel with. Let's go to the next
Look
track.
at this boardroom of fuckboys. My God. Continue.
I was trying to pick the widest slices of slides I could find.
You did a great job. 4 of the whitest boys I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a mirror.
Nothing better than seeing 4 boys, a whiteboard, and a bunch of post-it notes.
Man, they're doing so much business right now. Look at all that
That's
business,
what I call
baby.
marketing.
Think tank.
Oh,
Finally, don't make promises you can't keep.
and he has a
For those
photo
of you
of a
listening at
wife.
this,
There's a photo of a
The
bride.
full wedding
Newly
dress.
wedded woman. Okay.
My
Look,
goodness.
it's all about commitment. If you, and I'm talking about promises not only to your audience, but to yourself. Can you
Oh.
post 50 times a week? Maybe not. Let's be realistic. Post 5 times a week, and then you will feel like you've done yourself a solid. So that's my top 5. Big ups to Vibe Union.
Yes.
Sponsored, endorsed, comment.
Love it.
Phenomenal.
Brand.
Thank
you.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. I hope the viewers
Yeah,
learned a
too.
lot.
Is there any questions or anything?
that
Any
solved all of
clarified?
my issues. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think you
I
covered it all. Covered all bases.
I'm out here to solve everyone's issues. You know my
Finally,
intention.
I had if I had had the smart system back 3 years ago, I would have been raking in that cartoon Instagram money.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, dude.
okay.
I think what was like maybe is missing is you've got to measure. Like you got to have the goal and like set it and then see if it happens. You got to measure how you're tracking. That's important
Yeah.
if you want to achieve growth. If you want to go into this whole thing of like, I'm looking to expand my Instagram following and network.
I guess
if you're
it's
caught up in
difficult
that
to-
wave.
It's difficult to do because like everyone, for the people we're talking about, for the most part, they are the content creator and the marketer, and to find that balance. Doing a cartoon every day was like multiple hours plus trying to market it, and then other cartoons on top of it. Yeah, drove me insane. People do it and succeed. I was not one of them.
I would say like think about outsourcing your marketing. Think about maybe somebody who's either in your friend or your circles who could probably do that stuff, come up with better ideas for content, handle it, and all you have to do is give them a bit of like input or whatever,
Hey, Amutha, we've recorded an EP, and that's
Yes,
what we're
we
sharing
have.
today. We are the artists. I am also one of the artists who is going to be sharing something today. This is very exciting. We recorded an EP together. It was actually a little while ago now. It was actually like end of last year, but 2020 happened, and 2020, don't know if you've heard, but it's been a bitch. So things took a little bit longer to get organized. Dilly. Fuck. But yeah, we've recorded an EP together, which was very exciting. I think that's pretty much like that was the first amount of time we spent together. We didn't even really know each other. I think you just popped around to my house, and we started making some beats together, produced every track together from start to finish, and then wrote the lyrics, I think mostly in the same room, and got it done. We got it done.
Yeah, it was
Huge
very
moves,
much in the
huge
flow
moves,
of things.
big ups.
Yeah, and also just like a little nugget for you guys at home. If you go to either one of our Instagrams, I don't know if you've got the pre-save on your link, but if you click on the pre-save and take a look at the album art, there we go. If you look at the album art, let us know if you can spot Eckhart Tolle. Tolle?
Our boy, our Lord and Savior.
Our boy, exactly. So he'll be in there somewhere making an appearance on the artwork.
Funnily enough, though, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to just give a little hint towards the story, because I think we both just happened to, I don't know if you stumbled upon him at the same time, but I think we have both read one of his books or been watching some of his lectures. At least I read his book just before we met. And I think the only way to meet Amutha is by destiny itself. And that's exactly what happened. As I read this book all about living in the now, and then I saw the radiant light that is Amutha, and I was like, cool, there we go. There is the now. And we made some
the sage does not come to those who do not seek.
Yo, you guys are too kind. I would say that exact thing of all of you. That's what Vibe Union is all
true.
about, you know?
True that.
That's it. Everyone's just reflecting whatever energy I'm feeling.
So,
For real.
as a little treat. Oh, first of all, when this comes out, the event will have already happened, I think.
Yes. No, the event. Our live
Thursday.
stream. No, it comes out on Wednesday. So the EP comes out. Oh yeah,
We're
as in
talking about
this would have
podcast
come
episode.
out. Oh yeah, wow, I'm so confused. Okay,
You're
keep
okay.
going, right? Sorry.
Nonetheless, you will be able to go and watch the full performance, which isn't the full EP, but you'll be able to go and watch the full performance on Vibe Union's YouTube channel, and also the EP, which is called Amutha. What's it called?
Calculated intuition.
Damn right it is. I remember that
That's
title
a
every
dope
time.
name.
Oh yeah, me too. I didn't just look at it before.
It's a very spiritual EP. It's a fun little journey. It's very experimental sounds. But yeah, it's up on Spotify, iTunes, all those places. Check it out.
Yes,
And
check
now
it
we're
out
going to share a few little snippets from it. And I think, Amutha, you've got the first one. So let's do it.
Take it away. Okay.
Let's get it.
I don't know how far away from that.
Alrighty.
Never mind.
My universe is here with me, transmitting good vibes through melody. Let this presence raid your sense of time. Wavy baby surfing on the edge of Saturn. Don't be late, reality is starting to look fake. Hold me, hope that we're not beta. Future has been playing fate. We lost to the tides of asteroids that tore a hole through time. Ooh,
Better, never knew that I could be better, as I always let a feeling be a catalyst for the meta. Ignoring the changes like the weather that could bring me to a center, only living with the terror that I might just fall, and that'll be all. No progression you stall when you hit a brick wall, but rather you build. So cast your eyes to the hill, now follow no guilt. Give into no will, neither mine nor yours, and will never give pause in the breathe remorse. Yeah, it's hard, of course, but how else now to the pinnacle? And I hate to sound cynical, but fuck how I was, but fuck thinking that. Rather take a step back when I catch myself, and I'll change the format, and I'll live by that for a minute. But with that rhythm, you could just listen, and always being giving, but never convincing yourself of a mission you had when a fledgling behind your eyes just pacing. Makes sense of the world, reminisce when it was small, but now it's unfurled, and your mind as well. Oh, okay.
Well, that's just a little
Powerful.
snippet, just a little taste
Banger. Absolute
of what we're
banger.
offering.
You space wavers.
Oh, we're on a journey.
Yes, we
Tell you that
are.
much. That's a good journey. It's a good path. You guys are on the right path. You know, fucking.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. So yeah, available Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you want music. It's there. It's everywhere. All places, all at once. Get it. Get it.
That's kind of like the Vibe Union podcast, isn't it? Really available on all platforms to be subscribed, commented on, reviewed and rated. All of
Very
these
much
great
like that.
things.
Definitely so.
Not only does Vibe Union have actually a podcast, but we used to do weekly tracks, but now we do weekly
wow.
podcasts and mixes.
Amazing.
Hey,
And we'll be doing better, less frequent tracks. So that's a promise of quality to our people.
Yes.
Becoming bigger, better than ever. Oh,
That's
it's going to be an
that's it.
amazing thing.
Plenty of reasons to stick around,
yes.
isn't there, crew?
I believe so. I believe we offer,
We're making
after all
moves.
that conversation, I think we offer enormous value to our content, enormous value of
I would
content.
agree.
All of it. We have an enormous amount of content, and we also offer an enormous amount of value embedded in our content.
Beautiful.
There we go.
That's why you're
This
the
is what we
host.
do.
It's layered. It's all layers. It's all patterns. To understand is to perceive patterns. It's all very interesting.
Yes. Oh yeah. Reality.
That's been great. I feel like, this is the moment where we give it a wrap. Rhath, Amutha, myself, Dilly, we are OG vibers of the Vibe Union crew. We love and we bless you. Any final words from either of yourselves?
Picture a better tomorrow and strive for it.
Fucking yes. Top that, Amutha.
Beautiful. Jeez, I don't know if
Bring
I
it,
can.
motherfucker. I'll provide
patient with
inspirational quotes for
yourself.
days. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Be patient with yourself and check your relationship with time. Check
Yes.
it. Just very gently notice
Call
it.
back.
Yes. Always. Oh yes. I'm loving
So
these
good.
sound effects.
Hell yeah.
They're the kind of sound effects that might make you want to.
Oi.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
We're just trying to squeeze them in the last minute now.
I'm just trying to
great.
squeeze in a little trigger here. You know what I mean?
That's a great place to close it.
All right,
Yes.
we love you. Peace in the multiverse.
Big love.
Peace and love. Be well.